How did the Calgary Flames beat the Winnipeg Jets? I'm not wearing a jersey at all because I don't have a Calgary one and I didn't really want to just wear a random jersey for this. So let's run through the series, shall we? The second team and all of this has been eliminated. As you guys know, I'll do a whole recap of their entire season, that being the Winnipeg Jets. So we're not going to talk too much about them because this video is about the Flames. But we will start a little bit of the Jets and then we'll move into what the Flames did well. Yeah, this season has not been great for the Jets. Again, there'll be a recap video of their whole season, but it's been riddled with a whole lot of injuries, and the thing that bailed them out was Hellebuck. And he wasn't able to bail them out when injuries popped up again. It's nothing to take away from what the Flames were able to do, and we'll get to those positives very shortly, but obviously missing out on Lane, Scheifele, Pullman, carrying an injury throughout the games. It's just not ideal. Little not being in the lineup. Like, there's just... It's a lot. And because of that, they weren't able to score. Yet again, that's been the story of the Rangers, who are eliminated, and there's a video on how Carolina beat them. And you look at the Jets, and same story here. 1.5 goals a game on average. You can't win a best of 5 with that. Like, you can't expect your goaltender to save that much and average that in a goal against. I mean, that's nothing to take away by what the Calgary defense was able to do. And as much as it saddens me to say, Talbot has the best stats right now, and he let in a couple of stinkers, or at least one stinker, and he still has a .946 save percentage. So good job for Talbot. I thought Riddick was going to get the start, but obviously that was not meant to be. Yeah, very good call there. But that's where, this team did very well. The Flames were able to just stonewall them on defense and stop the real intense scoring chances. Of course, it's going to happen. The likes of Ehlers, that's a talented hockey player. They're going to find ways to score. But obviously, they just didn't have the firepower to be able to match the Flames. That's the defensive side of things. The real difference was the offense. This team, for the last while, has really had issues in this department in being consistent and being able to consistently score goals against bigger teams, like the Jets. I tipped the Jets in 3. I will 100% say that. Like, I made a video on why the Jets would win this series, and boy, did that not age well. But yeah, every comment that I had that was negative about the Flames, they stepped up and showed that I was so wrong in so many ways here in this series. Sean Monahan, 6 points, 3 power play points, really helped this power play run at almost 30%. They ran at like 29 point something percent. So, and that was another just backbreaker. Whenever it was a close game, whenever it was a tie, the second the Flames got an advantage, boom, they would score that goal. It didn't matter whether a goal was called back, like that Lucic goaltender interference, which was a bit dicey. They were able to just go out there and be like, okay, that's fine. We'll just score another goal. And that's one thing they have not been able to do for a long time. Usually the second their backs are against the wall, the Flames, that's it. There's nothing more that this team has. That's the game over. But yeah, no, this team was able to really show some resolve, and that's what you got to do at this time of year. Still a little bit worried with this team in front of the net and being able to play a real grindy, talented team. So, this might be as far as the Flames get. You never know. But yeah, this might be roughly as far as they go. But they played very well here, and they outclassed a wounded Jets team, but they did what they had to do to win. I would 100% say that they would not be able to go past to another round until I watched today's game. That changed it for me, because I've never seen this team have poise before. And just, whenever they've won games before, they've had a bit of a chaotic energy about them, and that's been fun. Like, they've been a fun team to watch. Like, by everything that you can say, they're a fun team to watch. Their coach went through it, stick over into the arena. They've done a whole mess of things. There's always a story coming out of the Flames, but we've never had a story of they're just a professional group that showed poise, and today they had that. They were completely in control. There was no doubt early on that they were going to win this game. Ended up being a sweep, so great for Talbot getting the sweep there. And yeah, they just thoroughly outplayed the Jets. Even that that game that they lost, they could have won that game. And that's the thing in hockey. It is a hard game to predict sometimes because you do get bounces and things just don't go your way. But, you know, that was a very even game, but the other three were just curb stompings. Like, they were very one-sided and very reminiscent of the Hurricanes Rangers in the fact that, like, the better team won by a huge margin. And you can tell that in the blowouts in some of these games. Penalty kill also did very well, 88%. So yeah, they were able to kill the Jets off, and really at those points again, the point I made with the power play, that it was so, you know, if the game was 1-1 or 2-1, and bang, that power play would just score, and it just sapped the life out of the Jets, and you could just see it. You could just see the life just sap out of them. When they could have stolen a bit of momentum. The PK had the opposite effect, had the same effect, just the opposite way. They were able to kill penalties at a very opportune time, and yeah, when they gave up the power play goal, the game was somewhat over, at least with one of them. Probably the only worry for this team going forward is defensive scoring was pretty low for a team that was averaging so many goals. Only one player getting more than 2 points in 4 games when, you know, you're able to really fill the net. That's a little bit worrying, but you know what? I mean, it's fine. And the other worry is depending on the power play a little bit, then 5-on-5 to get those key turning goals. But you know, sometimes a good playoff team just needs to be opportunistic, and if this team can show poise and that opportunism, yeah, there might be a hard team to come up against. Giordano is probably another player that you're just a little bit worried about. Like, yeah, just didn't really seem super on. Like, not that he was terrible, but just didn't seem to be that, you know, Norris like defender that we've been used to for a while now. So age might be starting to be an effect there. Marjapan had a really great series as well. Really impressed with what he's been able to do. Yeah, like, it's just a fun team. Lindholm's been great for the last 2 seasons, but yeah, like, just the way to get those early goals just really makes things easy. I feel like Gaudreau still needs to find another step to find his game. I mean, a lot of smaller forwards have really struggled this last year. If you're 5'9" and below, the scoring's way down on that. There's a video coming out on that soon. For some reason, I don't know why. I still haven't been able to put a finger to it, but yeah, their goals a game were dramatically affected if they were 5'9" and lower. I don't know why this season. Just makes no sense. When the goal scoring was exactly the same, but all the 5'9" guys just seemed to not be able to score as much. So, but yeah, he was able to get 2 on the board, so that was big. You know, again, if he can score a goal every second game, you're pretty well on here. But I think Monahan's the straw that stirs the drink here. Played very, very well, and yeah, they should be very happy with the fact that they get a little bit of rest here. Can come up big, and see how they go in the next round. Anyway, guys, that is the whole video. If you did like this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, hit subscribe. Yeah, just kind of wanted to go through all that. There's a video going up on a complete recap of the Jet season, and boy, is it depressing because it's just like injury, and then there was an injury. Oh, and then there was that injury, and then there was an injury, and then they got to playoffs and an injury. Poor guys. I mean, they just never stood a chance in this series. The Flames were able to just, the second they smelt that blood in the water, they just went for it, and they did what they had to do, right? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye.